I'm Nick. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and big wave surfer.
I'm Rob, and I'm a big wave surfer.
From my perspective, what we're doing with this Unlocking Resilience course is bringing our experiences from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and from big wave surfing, and trying to help people relate to that and understand without having to come and learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or actually have to come out and experience big waves. But it takes some of the preparation methods that we've used in order to put people in those situations where they feel the discomfort that we try to recreate.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we sort of put this together, we got approached by lots of people on the same sort of mission, on sort of how do you achieve and how do you conquer the mindset sort of stuff. And I guess when we first started out, we were just dabbling with our own sort of plan of how to cope with big waves in that environment, and drew on your background and a bit of my background and sort of put our heads together, and then tailored our first course on this is just what we've done, and then pulled in professional breathwork coaches, Nick certified in the deep end fitness stuff, the meditation stuff, and draw upon our experiences with the goal setting sort of stuff, and then finished off with a big course debrief.
These ideas, these practices, and the way that we go about our training and development definitely translates over to any walk of life. If you've got a scenario in your life, you're going to feel a lot of pressure, and how do you cope with it and how do you bounce back, then this is the kind of thing that you should be doing.
Yeah, no, it's just drawing upon our experiences and being creative with different training techniques. It doesn't have to be professional backgrounds or just surfing or just jiu-jitsu. It could be anything, For me personally, it's definitely helped me achieve other things in life, just being quite goal oriented and having a roadmap mapped out. And I think it's all right having an end goal, but getting there is another thing, and just being sensible with that. It's also about networking and all that sort of stuff, and trying to draw on other people's experiences where your 10 years plus of relentless training is definitely helped me to tailor the surfing and the way I train and go about it, the long paddles, the hill sprints, the breath work, and vice versa. It's been good training together along the way as well, isn't it? It's given us a way to almost sort of compete without competing. We're not competing on the day, but when we're training, we're pushing each other along. And I guess that's what we're doing with putting on these courses, is just showing that people are willing to get together and train and push themselves. It was also outside in the elements as well. It was at night. You're on the beach. It's cold. It's windy. You're in your own head very much so. And the challenge that we were doing, you had to be. You had to be strong, you had to be strong-minded, you had to sit there and be uncomfortable, and I think working in groups and peer pressure, that definitely elevates that as well, But these are skills that we don't just want. It definitely honed it in and helped with the peer stuff, but we want these skills so individuals can take this away, because, on the big days, it's very rarely that you cross paths, unless it was that last big swell where I got munched on the outside and got washed in next to you on the inside, so we were both getting washed in on the same wave. But yeah, we want these skills so people can take them along and doing whatever they want to do, being uncomfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
The really interesting thing about that session was just how we framed it from the very beginning, that they knew there was a session coming, but they didn't know what to expect, and we dropped a couple of hints. They had to bring their running shoes, had to bring a change of clothes, and so they were sort of prepared to be outside, but they didn't know what we're going to do. Then we had them holding their breath, not under huge taxing exercises, but nevertheless, they don't know how long they're doing it for. Then we have them doing burpees in the shore break. They've gone from 0 to 100, and then running up the steps, but then bringing them back down again, coming back to the club and warming up and bouncing off each other.
They've heard a few bits and bobs about strength and resilience. What's the next step like?
Get signed up. Yeah, put yourself in. Yeah, come get stuck in. Yeah, join the elite crew. Start training. Pick out your roadmap.
Yeah, I think it's important to just recognise that you need to, even if you can't come with us, if somebody's just a bit further away, and you've got to figure out what are you going to do to develop this resilience. It's like reach out to other people and just form a little bit of a network and be prepared to learn things from other people and share ideas. You're not going to go this alone, whatever it is that you're doing. There's no point going alone. And I think that resonates in all areas of mental health and stuff. If you're sort of struggling to achieve what you want to do, or even just function and live, then you should be trying to see who else might have been through the same thing, or they're trying to fight out the same battle. So be prepared to let your guard down a little bit, share ideas, collaborate, and hold each other accountable, and then you can achieve things together.
Awesome.